We're going to make an adorable paper mache covered rubber ducky soap gift box for mom to be. Using a plain craft paper mache heart-shaped box, what we're going to do is we're going to cover this box with several different layers of tissue paper. I've already covered same size box in white tissue paper. Okay, so that's going to be your base. So we're going to take some gift wrap paper that has rubber duckies on it. I was fortunate enough to find it. We're going to, using the top of the lid, we're going to cover it with this paper, okay? So using some spray adhesive is how we're going to attach the paper, the tissue paper. Now, so just very lightly, I'm going to spray the top. And then I'm going to turn the ducky tissue paper upside down. Stick the top. Now, what we're going to do is I'm going to trim off this excess tissue paper. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut around the heart. Using the heart shape as a guide. I'm going to spray very, very light coat. I'm going to try to aim for the edges here, the sides of the top of the box. And then I'm going to quickly fold the sides up so that they stick. You may have a little difficulty with this inner piece right here. So what we'll do is we're going to give it a little bit of ease. I'm going to cut it a little bit at the top. And that way I can kind of bend it down and it won't rip. Well, it will rip a little bit, but it'll be okay because we're going to add a ruffle and you won't even notice. So now you can see that we finished covering the top of the lid with the rubber ducky tissue paper. And we're going to put this aside for a moment. We're not done here, but I'm going to move on to the actual box itself. Again, I already pre-covered it with one layer of tissue paper in white. And now I'm going to go back in and do the same thing using yellow tissue paper. Now, as you see, I covered the bottom with the spray adhesive. And now I'm going to spray along the sides here, and I'm going to fold the tissue paper over onto it. Again, try not to overspray so as to not leave blemishes through the very soft and delicate tissue paper. So same thing we did with the top, bringing up the sides. As you can see, all I did was go in and fold in the rest of the excess tissue paper instead of cutting it. And that's perfectly fine because we're going to fill this with more tissue paper later on anyway. So now that we've covered the base of the heart-shaped box with the yellow tissue paper, we're going to now add a ribbon accent around the sides. So using some sheer white ribbon, and I'm actually going to use a little bit of craft glue instead of the adhesive spray glue. I'm going to dab a little bit of that on there, and starting in the middle of the heart is a good place to start. I'm just going to delicately wrap it around, wrap it twice. It's very, very sheer ribbon, so I just want it to pop a little bit more by making it just a little darker, by giving it a layered effect. also going to add a little bit more glue right where we started. Press down for it to stick. And now we'll move on to the lid. So we're going to return to the lid now. And what we're going to do, remember we left that extra space around the sides to extend out the heart shape? Well, we're going to take a pair of scissors that actually have like a ruffled pattern to them. And I'm just going to cut around and give it a little bit of crimp. So as you can see, the top has been now completed with the ruffle around the edges of the heart. And the last thing we're going to do is put the rubber ducky soaps into the container itself. But what we're going to do is, using the same ribbon that we use to pattern the side of the box, we're going to actually create a little ribbon that goes around, or I guess I should say we're going to create a bow from the ribbon that goes around the neck of the ducky, and we're going to place inside the box. So we are ready to then place each soap into the box. But what I'm going to do is, just using a little bit of orange tissue paper, I'm going to cut a small piece. I'm going to put it in here just as a little decorative accent. And now we can begin placing the soaps. And once you've placed all of the ducky soaps into the box, we are just going to then close it with the lid. So I hope you enjoyed this craft, and of course you can always join us online at jessica-tate.com for more ideas and inspiration with all things crafty.